Hi everybody, welcome to the video for Chapter 5A, Day 0 for Prob and Stats. Just kind of an introductory day, looking to see if we can't get a couple vocab words out of the way just to help us with some more smooth sailing once we kind of get into the meat and bones of the chapter. So this is going to go over some vocab that we might need for the next few days. So Day 0, this is going to be in your white note packet. See if I can get this out of the way for you. It's going to be in your white note packet. We're going to be looking to just get a couple basic vocabulary words related to data collection. All right, so when you're trying to collect data, okay, when we're talking about statistics, it's all about kind of interpreting data. If you're going to try to collect data, you need something to collect that data from, okay, and that's going to be using our, let me get to my pen tool here. We're going to be looking, okay, what we need to be able to do is identify who the individuals are. An individual, okay, is who or what you are collecting information on. So this can be a person, an animal, or a thing being studied. In experiments, individuals are also often called subjects. So they might be the subject of some experiment. Then we have the word data. So data, when we talk about what that is, we have some question that we want to answer. Okay, so we find some individuals or subjects. So we say, how tall is a high school freshman? Okay, that's our big question we want to answer. So we got to identify some individuals or some subjects to ask some questions about or from, and then what we collect from those individuals is our data. And data is just a collection of facts, measurements, or observations. Often in studies, okay, we care about more than one thing. So we're trying to answer multiple questions or try to explain some kind of phenomenon. Often in studies, there are several variables or characteristics about the individuals that the researchers are interested in. There are two types that can be collected. So this part I would put a star by in your notes. Okay, this is kind of the important piece of today. So one type of question we might ask is, what's your favorite color or your favorite restaurant or who's your favorite musician? Okay, those types of answers, okay, they're not numbers, they're more categories. So the first type of data we're going to talk about is called a categorical variable. Okay, categorical variable. These ones don't have number type answers for the most part. That can get a little tricky. But some kind of favorite color, type of car, etc. Okay, the other one has two names. Okay, the first name I'll give you is quantitative. Okay, the other type of variable is quantitative. These are types of questions that have numerical value. So how tall you are, how far you live from the high school, how hot it is outside in Fahrenheit, those types of ideas. Okay, these are variables that are measuring something. Okay, this is when we're measuring something. Okay, so another word for the quantitative. Okay, another word for quantitative is just numerical. And sometimes you'll hear me say numerical variable. Sometimes you'll hear me say quantitative. So they mean the exact same thing. Okay. The big piece I would look at here is this one. Okay. It's something that's getting measured. Okay. It's measuring something. Okay. So sometimes, and this can get a little confusing, but sometimes you get something that looks like a numerical variable, but it really isn't. Okay, so this is not in your notes, but you can just look at the screen. So so categorical variables, they take on names, they take on labels. Okay, so what color your eyes are, if they're blue or if they're green or whatever, what gender you are, what breed of dog, level of education. So you finished high school or you have your bachelor's degree or your doctorate degree, marital status, married, single, okay, those types of things. Okay, categorical they take on names or labels. Quantitative, this is also known as numerical. Okay, and here's some examples of numerical, but they take on numeric values. Okay, So the answer to the question is a number. Number of students in this class, number of square feet in a house, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, here's where we should be careful. So where it says, I'm just gonna get this out of the way a little bit. Not all, here's another thing I would star. Okay, not all numerical data is actually quantitative. So here's what we would look for, because that can get kind of confusing, right? So what's quantitative and what's not? A good rule of thumb is that it has to make sense to find the average of that number. Okay, so some numbers are not quantitative. Here's some ones that can be tricky. Okay, right here down at the bottom. So let me just switch colors here. But here's some, okay, examples. A phone number, okay, not quantitative. Yes, the answer is a bunch of numbers, but the problem with that is you wouldn't get the whole class's average phone number. It's not measuring anything. Your phone number doesn't measure anything. So same idea, area code, that's like the number in front of your phone number. Same thing, that's not measuring anything. It's just giving you a location, which is actually categorical. Same with zip codes, okay? Social security numbers, okay, they're identifying you as a person. They're putting a number to you, but you're not measuring anything about yourself when you look at your social security number. It doesn't have any rhyme or reason about you. It doesn't tell you how tall you are or how much you weigh or how much money you make or none of those things. So sometimes numbers are not quantitative. That can be kind of tricky. All right, so the next question that you see, okay, you have this table and it says, what are the individuals of interest? So this is the answer to that. This is what you can write. Okay, the individuals, okay, that's who or what are we gathering data about? And that this time it's these cereals, 100% brand, all brand, Apple Jacks, all that good stuff. So these are our individuals. Okay, these are our subjects. So it doesn't have to be a living thing. This time we're talking cereals. Okay, that means the rest of these things are going to be considered variables. These are the things that we are asking about them. So we're looking at who manufactured it, who's the target, where on the shelf in the grocery store do you find it, calories, sodium, fat. So we're going to go through each one of those. Those are all variables. Okay, so it says, what are the variables? Label each one as quantitative or categorical. So I just made it into a little table. It doesn't quite match your notes, but it's the same idea. But these right here, these are our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 variables. Okay, these are the things that we're asking about. So about the cereal. These are the pieces of information we want to know about the cereal. Okay, so the first one is manufacturer. So you can see that the answers to that is like Nabisco, Quaker Oats, Kellogg's, General Mills, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, what that means is none of those answers are a number. So I'm going to put that over with categorical. I'm going to put manufacturer. And the manufacturer is going to go over with categorical. The next one is target. So is it an adult cereal or a children's cereal? That's not a number, okay? So we're going to put that over here too. So target, the target audience, okay, is your cereal for kids or for adults. Okay, where on the shelf you'd be located. So they're going to put the adult cereals on the top shelf, okay, because they want the children to be able to reach that cereal on the bottom shelf so they can trick or pressure their parents into buying it. So where on the shelf? Where on the shelf we're looking. So that's going to be this time. Okay, then the next three, you can see a bunch of numbers in our table. Okay, kind of looking right here now. Okay, these are all going to be our quantitative or numerical variables. So how many calories in a serving or in a box, or maybe it doesn't really say for this one, but the amount of calories, the amount of sodium, the amount of fat. Okay, those are all going to be quantitative or numerical variables. All right, last example here, I believe. Yeah, last example. So this one says, suppose 1,845 teenage girls, that's going to be important. are to be surveyed by a cell phone company that wants to design a new cell phone they can market to females under 20. So the questionnaire will likely include questions related to. So they're about to give you right here all the variables. And I already have that kind of separated on my screen. You can see that. Okay, but this is all the stuff they're going to ask them about. These are the variables. Okay. So what they want us to do, okay, all that stuff, those are variables. Some of them are quantitative, some of them are categorical. So what they're going to ask us to do, what they're going to be interested in us doing, is going to be looking at first who the individuals are. I'm just going to change colors again. Who the individuals are versus the variables, and what variables are number answers, what are categorical. All right, so the individuals, okay, the individuals are the people that we're asking these questions, the people that we're getting the information on, and that's the 1845 teenage girls, 1,845 teenage girls. That's who we're asking. Okay, the quantitative variables and the categorical, let's go look at this list. Okay, I think that's going to be our best thing that we can do with that. I'm going to move this over again, just where it's out of the way. All right, so with age, okay, age, that's going to be a number. So you might be 17 years old, you might be 19 years old, whatever. Okay, that one's going to be one. I'm going to cross out age. I'm going to put that one under quantitative. That's a number answer. Okay, your birth date. Okay, so your birth date, that's already one that is a little tricky. So your birth date, so mine is April 16th. Okay, that's kind of a number. There's a number in it. But again, you would ask yourself, okay, would you be interested in, or are you measuring something when you're asking someone's birth date? Is it measuring something about the person, about their size or anything like that? The answer to that's no. So again, the rule of thumb is, would we go and grab the average birth date? And the answer to that would be no. So that one's a little weird. Plus, age and birth date, it's kind of the same question anyways. So I'll cross that one off. We put that one there. Race, that's not a number answer. So if it's not a number answer, it's always going to go in categorical. Okay, area code. So mine is 763. Okay, that's a number, but it's not a number that's measuring anything. It's purely helping locate where that phone call is coming from. It's what area it's coming from. 763, Minnesota, 612, 651, those types of things. Even though it's a number, it's not. We wouldn't benefit by figuring out the average area code of these teenage girls. So that's going to go, even though it's a number, okay, it's going to go in categorical. How many texts they send per month? So this kid might send 250 texts per month. That's a number, and that's something that we could get the average of. That's going to be something that we would put in quantitative. Okay. Budget, how much you can spend? Yeah, maybe you can only spend $500 on your phone, whatever. That's definitely quantitative. How much money you're willing to spend? Absolutely. What services? So, do you want unlimited data? Do you want a hotspot, et cetera, et cetera? That's not a number answer. That's going to be categorical. Features, so like front-facing camera, flashlight, whatever, multiple camera lenses, those types of things. Again, not numbered. We're not talking about numbers right there. So what you want your phone to be able to do. How long you've had a cell phone, that's going to be a number answer. So we'll put that one there. And then what colors you want them to be. Colors are definitely not numbers, so we'll put that one down here. Okay, so it can be a little bit tricky. Okay, the ones that I would pay attention to are like area code or social security number. Even though that's a number, it's not a number that we would do math with. So you'll get used to that. Some of them can be a little bit tricky. But hey, that's the video for day 0. Like I said, trying to just get that idea of what's quantitative and what's categorical. So what's a number and what's not. So you should have a yellow homework packet if you were in class on the first day. The homework assignment that goes with this one are pages 1 and 2. So that whole packet's going to be due Monday. Thanks for watching. Let me know after watching this if you still have some questions, and have a good day.